Well, hey guys, I had another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting podcast. I am Brent Abel. That dude over there trying to make me laugh is the great Jeff Jacklich. And today's topic on our episode is shot making consistency and the importance of not tightening up your grip just prior to contact.
So the big question is this: how are tennis players like us who never played on the tour, weren't incredible juniors, or maybe got a late start to the game, how do we consistently compete at our highest skill level without having to grind through endless hours of on-court practice time and still be in the hunt for the victory match after match? That is the question, and Gold Ball Hunting gives you the answers by helping you eliminate your skill level range so that you build a strong foundation of confidence. My name is Jeff Jacklich, and along with Brent Abel, my partner, welcome to Gold Ball Hunting.
Well, hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. Another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting podcast. Jeff, what's going on today there, dude?
Hey, just, prepping. Prepping. I'm a prepper this week, getting ready to
just in case
venture, find my way back to California next week.
Good.
Gonna follow the breadcrumbs.
That's right. You left a few breadcrumbs as you came out here.
Yeah.
Or went out there in I guess the end of April. Yeah, it's cool. Well, listen, it'll be fun to have you back in Northern California. Hey, guys, a couple things before we get started today is if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and you're looking for the real deal in terms of some some on-court instruction, is got to get in touch with Jeff because Jeff will be here. He's got two private courts lined up, one in Lafayette, which is a little bit east of San Francisco and Berkeley, and then the North Bay up in Napa Valley. Have a private court up there as well. And he will be available for a while until he gets fully booked, which is probably going to happen pretty soon. But if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and looking for the good stuff, is contact Jeff over at letusknow@goldballhunting.com. Facebook, you can find him at Jeff Jacklich. Just go search for the young man and you will find him there. Jeff, you'll be teaching from about mid-October until somewhere around the end of April of next year.
Yeah.
Off and on.
Yep.
We got.
Yeah, and there'll be some traveling in there too.
Right.
Down to Palm Springs, down to you a few times,
right.
But in general, second week of October through the end of April.
Outstanding, guys. The other thing we've got for you in terms of coaching is a free private coaching call that you can get on. Just the three of us. It's a phone call, 10, 12, 15 minutes, however long it takes. But what we ask is you bring that one thing in your game right now that you feel is holding you back from getting the ultimate result you want in your game. Could be stroke technique, could be tactic strategies, could be the mental part of the game. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. Could be the physical part of the game as well. Could be fitness, all that good stuff, which if you're looking to reduce skill level range, fitness is a component that you got to embrace. The way to get on that private free coaching call with us is go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name and email address, click the button, you'll get access to our online calendar scheduler where you can find a date and time that works best for you. If you're already on our email list, you know where to find us. You know where to find that link. It's somewhere in the email, any email received from us. There's a link so that you can get booked. So Jeff, I got an email this morning actually from one of our students. And I think this is pretty typical of actually players at any level. I know that for myself, that when I'm not consistent or that when I'm not hitting my targets, doesn't matter what, could be serve, could be groundies, forehand, backhand, could be volleys, I don't know what it is. But if I get a little bit too much grip tension, right, and I'm not going to call it the death grip. I mean, the death grip sort of signifies that, there's sawdust coming out of the handle, the bottom of the handle of the racket.
I call it white knuckling the racket.
Absolutely.
That's.
Yeah, it's the way that my dearly departed mother used to fly on airplanes. She'd have this little hi, and the seat, the armrests were just getting crushed.
Right.
Mom,
imprinted.
This is the smoothest flight I've ever been on. It's great, dear. Could you get me another martini, please? Sure, Mom. I got you all. Wow. Anyway, She was the same way when I was driving the car too. If she was in the passenger, she would keep.
Well, I don't know if I can blame her for that. I've been in the car with you, so maybe.
Oh, that's true.
But I'm bump.
Okay. Anyway, no, that's good. That's good. But so even a little bit too much grip tension, which is where you just kind of squeeze the racket handle. And it's a weird deal why we do this. It's just intuitive. It makes us feel like, well, if I get a little grippy, then the chances of the ball flying out are not as great. But in reality, if you have the right grip tension, which is kind of relaxed, is that now you get this freedom in your swing. It's not out of control. It's not too fast. You're not muscling the ball. You're actually creating a super high quality spin, whether it's top, whether it's underspin, whatever it is. But the email I got this morning from one of our students was, look, man, I'm going for my target, but I'm just getting a little grippy. What do I do? So I'll tell you what I wrote back to him, but what's your thought, Jeff, on that? Because the end result is that it's frustrating, and it makes us feel like, we're just wimps, we're just chicken.
Right.
Right.
I think there's a few layers to this deal, and one of the layers is we associate trying and effort with the physicality of gripping it. I'm going to hit this a little harder. So that means I'm going to, and I'm going to try a little bit harder. And so those are all really, that's a really abrupt word. I'm going to try harder.
Right.
And so there's nothing about that says flow. There's nothing about that says move efficiently. There's nothing about that says don't look for the exit.
Right. That's right.
Right. So I think that can be a really difficult thing for a player to understand, is that, being efficient doesn't mean you're not being highly physical, but it doesn't feel, like you're trying to build a car with a hammer and nails. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it doesn't feel that way. And so I think that should be maybe a little red warning sign for the player. If they feel like every time they feel like they're trying harder, that's when this starts to happen. Okay, then we got to redefine that a little bit and kind of lead them down a different path as to what that is. And so the other side of the coin here, what I would say is that there's probably this shift at that moment too of wanting to end the point, because that changes your whole mental focus as to what the goal is on that particular stroke and hitting the ball that particular time and what you want the ball to do. And what you want it to do is go over the net, hit your target, and have nobody touch it. That's and if you shift yourself into that, you are no longer in the efficiency mode and moving smoothly. You've now crossed over into, tension and I want this to be over kind of mode. I hope that made sense.
No, it does. I mean, I'm thinking about.
But I think those two things are. I think those two things though are probably primaries that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about the last couple of weeks. I got back late last night from Croatia, playing a tournament there, and then playing the Senior World Cup team event. But one thing in my singles matches is I really settled into this thing of there's my target, and I would fool myself into going, wow, I'm surprised that the ball bounced twice over there. That's cool, right? So it's kind of like that. Because, look, you can hit the cleanest ball ever hit to a wide open target, and you could have this intention, I'm going to hit a ball where it doesn't get touched. But what you can't do is you can't tell that opponent over there, well, you can't anticipate right now, right before I hit the shot, that's where I'm going to go. You have to stay where you are, dude.
Right.
You can't,
no fair peeking.
Yeah, you can't guess. You can't get inside my head, man. That's not right. That's a code violation. Mm-hmm. So you could have the greatest shot intention, and you could hit it cleaner than a whistle. And if the guy anticipated the other side of the court, guess what? The ball's going to bounce twice over there, and it's a clean winner.
Right.
But if he guesses where you're going, the first thing is, God, now I've failed. because I
Right.
didn't get the ultimate result. And so
Right.
the next time you get a ball, he gets it back to you. You go, well, this one, dude, you're not going to get. And you really try harder.
Right.
And God dang it, that ball went about 20 feet out. Huh.
Yeah. And he didn't touch it.
That's right.
So
Goal
apparently I was saying,
accomplished.
that's right. Goal met. Goal met.
right.
I don't want him to touch it. I don't want the ball to come back. You
Right.
solved the riddle. There you go. You solved it.
So look, how do you tangibly find the right grip tension? Well, what I'll do with some of my students is I will say, well, look, let's work through 3 different grip tensions. One's going to be just too tight, where you're just kind of fighting the ball. On the other side of the coin, it's just too loose. It's like you barely got the racket in your hand. It's just flippy floppy, and you don't know what's going to
Right.
happen. The ball, if you're a hair off center, is going to, it's going to turn the racket. And then let's find a place that's kind of halfway between, where it's swing freedom. And what
Right.
I try to get my students, my on-court students to do is feel. What does it feel like? Literally, with those, forget where the ball's going, but what does it feel like in your hand? So they have some kind of tangible reference.
Right.
And look, there's no magic to this thing. Once you discover it, then you just go out and practice the living crap out of it, right?
Yeah.
You just go and practice that feeling you want in your hand and deploy a lot of Jeff Jacklich's great constraint drills where, dude, you got to serve every, if it gets to 40
Yeah.
or deuce or something, you only get second serves, or you only get this or that, whatever the constraint is.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
And now the whole drill is, can you tangibly feel that grip tension that really works
Right.
well for you? Look, yours is different than mine, and mine's different.
Totally. Right.
And so no one, I don't care. No one.
It's not a universal tension that we can that is kind of quantifiable, measurable. It's measurable to you, the individual, but it's not measurable
Right.
outside of that. The other thing I would add to that is that if you're looking, we talked about the last episode about, breaking into the nationals and doing that, then being consistent in this. Now we're talking about, this is specific about a situation that arises in those matches.
And
that
when
all of a
does it
sudden-
normally arise?
Right. It's
Big
going to arise
points.
at the most inconvenient time.
That's right.
And if you're in this new environment or coming back to it, there's external tension and internal pressures we put on ourselves and all that. So this is the hard thing for players to do. And that is, can you play a set and not care what the outcome is? Can I simply focus on what we're talking about here, my grip tension? I'm going to construct a point. Here I'm going to do it. Here's the opportunity. This is the ball I tend to do this on. If I've taken off the plate the focus of the outcome as the focus and simply, can I just execute the shot? And then just see what happens at the rest of the point. Who cares? But being aware of those moments, and if you can get yourself to mentally accept the fact that you might lose a set 6-0 in your journey and not care, you will make huge strides in your confidence, in your grip tension technique, all of it, because you're going to start to realize that that's actually a framework. It's a mindset that you can actually play the game in that mindset.
Well, look, you just kind of hit on the $64,000 question here, which is, can you play a buddy at the club with the other fellas up there on the deck watching, and know that that you're working on stuff. You're not bragging to everybody out there, hey, I'm working on this stuff, so you know what, I might lose the set today. You got to be able to have the guts to go out there and go, screw it. If those guys want to, gossip about, oh my God, Jeff got beat by someone who,
Right.
dude, it's practice. In the famous words of Allen Iverson, it's just practice, man. We're not talking about the game.
Right.
We're talking about practice, man. So, did you ever see that video?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah. I mean, and it's true. It's like, listen, we're, and that's the thing is that the outsider looking in doesn't know what I'm working on.
That's right.
And hey Jeff, you kind of, thanks. I mean, it's like I got like la 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 la. Listen, dude, I appreciate the comment,
Right.
but I was nowhere near that planet in my thought process. I was working on this other thing over here that is irrelevant to what you just said, right?
Well, look, I mean, we're all creatures of status, right? Of social status.
Yeah, totally.
And so we all kind of get a little concerned about, am I going to lose social status if I lose this guy in practice today? Who cares? Oh no. Stop it. But on the other side of the coin too is, players go out there and go, well, God, if I beat this guy in practice today, is my social status going to get elevated? Who cares? Nobody. You're the only person that care about it. So we've quickly veered off on the topic here today, but it's true. It is really true that you got to be able to, if you're to tinker with this grip tension thing, where you do discover, well, here's the tangible feeling I have on my hand on this standard forehand staple rally ball, semi-topper, X number of feet above the top of the net, swing freedom out towards the target. Forget about the baseline. If you've got swing freedom, you're gonna have a spin. You're gonna create a spin. Totally is going to control the length of the court. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
And if you work on that and you get into matches practice, that's the purpose of practice sets. Let's see if we can't transfer the drill thing over to a set and not worry about the social status baloney. And if you can do that,
idea.
if you can do that, man, the boys in the deck would go, God, what's happened to him, man? He's so good. I don't like him anymore. He's so good. Right. He's kicking our butts every day.
He can't be in our foursome anymore because he's kicking our ass.
That's right. That's right. All right, I got to scoot. I got a guy coming here to the front door in any minute. Listen, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. We would love to hear from you. Really hope that you got a little nugget or two out of today's Gold Ball Hunting podcast. Jeff, a coaching call. I think I mentioned that earlier, but want to remind everyone. Guys, this is a big opportunity for you, right? It's a free private coaching call. There's literally no charge. It only takes 10, 12, 15 minutes. And all we ask is you bring the one thing. You can't bring the whole laundry list of stuff to your game because that would take maybe more than, that 10 or 12 or 15 minutes. Bring one thing, and it could be technique, tactics, could be mental, could be physical, whatever it is, it's fine. It's a private call. We don't record it. We don't blast it out to the interwebs. Oh my gosh, guess what? So it's just a private call. The way to get on that call, on that private call, go over to goldballhunting.com. First name, email, address, click the button. You get access to our online calendar scheduler, where you can cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. Jeffrey, what do we want fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. iTunes and Stitcher, rate and review.
Outstanding. One more thing, too, guys. We would love for you if you would email one of your tennis brothers or sisters today and just let them know, hey, you love the Gold Ball Hunting podcast and that you want to turn someone on to it. Just send them an email, goldballhunting.com, and the email. Have that friend of yours come on over and start getting some of the good stuff. All right, Jeff, listen, that's it for us today, guys. Get out there today. Help someone else have a great day. Jeff, we're doing this again tomorrow.
I can't wait.